all the big chunks of snow or salt, anything you can see basically means you can wash it or you can clean it. So do the best you can and then go from there. In the next few segments, you're gonna see this from, what's today, February till spring. You'll see the progression of this vehicle. Wondering why? Come on and visit Manitoba. We're probably colder than the North Pole. That's been confirmed already one time. Welcome to another episode of Precision Auto Works Detailing. So I promised post episode of winter. So as you can see, it's kind of no snow. It's still a little cold. As you can see, I have my beanie. But look, now you can see what this vehicle looks like now post winter. Doesn't look too bad. And as you can see, this is why I show you if you want to keep it clean. During springtime, it's still the same way as it was in the winter time. And like I said, the hot rinse helps out big time. That's why when you go clean a car, I say keep it clean as much as possible. Especially even the suspension too. Looks like as if nothing ever happened. And also as well, I think if you ever noticed, my tires, I can probably go with my finger, it's not even dirty. Other cars, if you ever clean it, it still has that film on there, which I'll show you later in the one of my videographer's vehicle, which I shouldn't be throwing him on their bus, but it should be this clean. This is no tire shine whatsoever. So this is how I like it clean. Because sometimes when you do tire shine, it's greasy, it's oily. Sometimes when it gets dirty afterwards, it leaves that oily, the brownish tinge on the tire, like the blooming. That's why, as much as you can, keep it clean like this. Like all you need is probably, if you're due from time to time, I'll show you in the next few videos, probably like degreaser or just soap and water so it gets it all off, so you can get this natural color back to it again. Now let's go to the doors. As you can see, these are all clean too. So these cover from dirt from coming in. It's like a lip, basically to keep the dirt coming in also as well. Probably prevent the doors from having rust. Most people, they forget to clean this. This is why I show you to clean the door jambs and the door sills, because if you're gonna keep it clean all the way through, even this here too, this is a little bit dusty. Well, luckily I only cleaned it yesterday, but still. Very dusty here in the prairies. So when you clean that, the door seals against this part, the dirt and the salt still fly up in there. Doesn't matter if it's rain during the summertime or snow or anything. Always remember, clean this as part of your ordeal when you clean the door jambs and so forth when you wash the cars. Some people forget that step and they just wash it the unconventional way, which I will show you in another video how most people would do it. And I forgot, so if you look in here, most times during here, this is a little bit dirty. But as you can see here, this is after 6 years, it's still quite clean. A little bit dusty, but actually not too bad. Because I clean this all the time, every time. Let's see here. And if you look in the back here, most times, I forgot, when people don't clean their cars, their rotor hats, especially these parts, start to rust out. This is 6 years worth, and I keep it, that's pretty clean already. So, still seeing it as natural color, and there's no rust whatsoever other than the fact like just wear and tear, because I do drive it daily. That's actually not bad. So I always say, clean inside the wheel wells, like as you've seen in the previous videos, whether it's winter or summer, doesn't matter how it is, cold water, hot water, get the job done. Just to keep that freshness of that car, right? So basically it gets all these, it's almost like the rail dust, anything that your car picks up that you don't even see. My paint might look clean, but actually I'm gonna show you a treatment on it where it's gonna pull off any unnecessary dirt I don't or do not like. And basically it's gonna bring it back to that nice finish, just like the dealership. Like, not saying right now, like it still looks really good, because like it's quite shiny and I don't use a brush on it, so it's actually not that bad. All right, if you ever notice, what are these yellow spots here? Are they just like brake dust or anything in general? Even when you drive across railroad tracks in the city, also from salt on the roads, it bonds your paint. But people are like, is that bad for you? I'm like, to some point, look at it. From far away, you can't tell it's that bad, but really, when you get closer, then it's like an eyesore. I haven't got to that process yet, but what you'll see in the next episode or two, or the next few episodes, I'm gonna use Iron X, so you're gonna see the whole car. What happens is that it's like a really abrasive solvent that's safe for your vehicle, for your wheels too, especially with wheels that have bonded brake dust. It basically reacts to these particles and it basically pulls it all off the paint, and then you'll see it go from these particles go from like yellow and it just goes straight purple. Means it's working. Really acidic, smells terrible. Doesn't matter what what flavor they give you or what scent they give you, whether it's like sweet cherry, still smells terrible all the way through. Very expensive, I wouldn't say expensive, but pricey, but it's well worth it. And I'll basically keep these off. So when you do the contamination with clay barring, it's like almost like skincare routine for your vehicle. Your paint becomes really smooth. This is like as if like you just bought it. I'm not saying like my paint's already smooth now because I don't really do much to it, but when you do that with the Iron X, basically, it's like the combo for like a very, very clean canvas for the paint, and as well as for prepping before you do any polishing or waxing of that sort. Even ceramic coating too. Some people think that you can just go over this and just do polish and wax right away. Not the case. That's why for any detailer, like I won't say any pro detailer, but if you ever want to do it right, you want to do the decontamination process, clay bar, then you do compound, polish, and then wax and seal it, and then you do the ceramics. That's why it costs so much. People think it's like, well, I can do it myself, or this guy's charging that much. You're paying for the time, not for the product, right? So people don't know how much time you go into prepping vehicles like this. It does take a few hours on end, but once you do it, like ceramic coating, if you drive into any kind of water, it just beads right off, right? It makes maintenance a lot cleaner, but doesn't guarantee you from like no scratches and stuff. But it does help it prolong the paint a little bit longer. But for me, because I take care of it so often, I personally don't think I don't need it, but eventually probably on another episode, you're probably gonna see it on another vehicle, just to demo and show you the difference between a ceramic coated vehicle and a non-ceramic coated vehicle. So that's it. The joints there, especially like at the arm over there, like it does have that, but the rest of it, it's clean though. That's fine. And even my spare tire, like you can see, like it's quite clean under there too. The only reason why I keep it clean is like if you're gonna keep it conventionally clean all the way through, is that if you get a flat tire and you need to remove that and say like the lock is seized or you can't get it off, this is it. I'm like, this is where it's gonna pay off. And I've had it clean for what, the last 6 years. So I'm quite OCD with this. So if you ever can squat all the way down, like as you can see, I'm pretty low right now, and I was pretty low in the other videos with the pressure washer. So I say if I can ever reach it, or I can see it, I can clean it. I know not everyone can do it, but there's also I think the burning question people always ask, like if I can't bend that low, especially for a sedan, what do I do? There's an undercarriage sprayer, which I'll show you a link in the description in the video, or in the bottom of the description. If you have a pressure washer at home, you can attach it there and it can roll underneath. It's similar to what let's say the Detail Geek uses for when he cleans his customer vehicles. Shout out to the other prairies, Saskatchewan. Much love to you guys too. See, we'll do a full round tour. Door sills and everything clean as how it should be. And remember, yes, I do have passengers from time to time, but not every time. But when I do, is another thing is that if you have kids, you have passengers out there, make sure you clean it post-drive. Don't leave it accumulating. Especially, I know it's hard for families of kids. When they leave and you guys don't have time, if you guys have even just like 20 minutes just to clean it, it helps out big time. If you want to keep your investment good. And at least there's no difference. And I'll tell you something about the newspaper. Don't hate me for it. People are like, well, what's the point of having all-weather mats? Which I actually do, underneath. Because they're like, it's there to catch dirt. Me, it's like, I just gone the extra mile. It's like, if someone gets in my vehicle, it gets dirty, I just throw about the paper. Because I'm all about, for me, it's bad is to the point where I like the mats clean also. So that way, if it comes springtime, if I'm cleaning, the cleanup's less, right? I might have to vacuum the sand, a little spot clean of steam cleaning of like the carpets and such. Like say if you ever need to see it in another video, I'm gonna show you. Otherwise, my carpet's always clean. There's no, there's not much sand anywhere because it's maintainable, right? That's why if you say you don't want that kind of mess, this is where you get WeatherTech mats. Like these are OEM Honda ones from the dealership, which most cars come with nowadays, from whether it's Hyundai, whether it's a Chevy, whether it's a Toyota. They all give you that rubber mat now, the fabric ones. I haven't used fabric in the last 6 years. There's no point because it catches dirt. But the rubber ones, if you lay it there, it's easy. It's not too bad. Less cleanup. But me, I just go the extra mile like no one else would. Remember, that small 5%, that's me right there. Include. It's still quite clean. Remember, it's like my whole goal when I first got this car was I want to see if I can keep it as clean as possible without having the major corrosion or rust that every other car has. You've noticed ever Hondas, they always have in the back quarter panels and it starts moving elsewhere, right? For me, there's no rust protection on this vehicle. There's no rust inhibitor modules. Just all about cleaning the vehicle. Almost, let's see, like winter time, 40 below, I'd probably clean it what? Once or twice a week. Even when it gets to like mild temperatures, like when we're in the plus 0, +1, +2. I always try to clean it every so often, like maybe twice a week. Once during the middle of the week and then at the end of the week. Because why? Just get out all that salt. And basically, the less you have buildup on there, it's better, right? So, no one can ever tell me, you can say you can go across every tire and touch it and there's like no dirt, right? So, that's my thing. And there's no curb rash on my wheels or curb rashes on the tires itself. Because you see most people, for the I wouldn't say unskilled driver, but the non-attentive driver, they would just like hit the curbs and stuff. My alignment's perfectly great too, so that's why my tires look like there's no marks whatsoever. So if you can do that like this is awesome. But there's more to it. And like I said, throughout the whole season and coming back winter, this upcoming winter, you'll see it again on the roads and you'll see if it can still look the same way. But I think what I'm going to show you is the decontamination process and the clay. That's probably the best part, because then you'll get to see, is your car really that dirty, right? Because sometimes people with light vehicles, you'll probably understand this too. You're like, why do I have these yellow spots on the car? It's because, like I said, rail dust and all that sand that you get accumulating over time in the salty like with a lot of salt and snow and like the provinces or states that have that, you're gonna see that all the time. Even black vehicles, you might not even notice it. So that's why we do that every year. Like I'm probably do it maybe twice a year, maybe at the beginning of the year and the end of the year, but definitely keeps the paint nice and clean. Remember, I've not polished this, I've not done any waxing for this, so you can definitely see, yeah, it's got some wear and tear, but hey, it looks great. It's meant to be daily driven, so I don't expect any more than that. So we'll catch you in the next episode. I'll show you decontamination process with Iron X. Any other questions, I'll definitely answer in the next vlog. See you then. Remember when I told you about the Jeep?
Oh,
if you don't clean it, what happens?
Here we go.
Let's take a look at Exhibit A, shall we? So, this is all from salt and dirt from the snow and probably from previous years. It looks horrific. But for me, that's why I tell you, wash it when you can and how you can. And look at the tires. I probably want to touch this with my fingers, honestly. Probably enough to put some face paint on there if you're gonna go into battle in World War II. And look, corrosion. Obviously, this is why maintenance is key when you wash it. So try not to keep your cars like this. Not throwing my cameraman under the bus. But that's it. See you in the next episode.